Assalamu alaikum everyone, this is Sulaiman, your children's Arabic teacher from seedsofilm.com. I hope you can see on my screen. I'm just sharing my screen with you guys for this video. I don't often do this, but I think it's quite a nice way to show you guys sort of what my tuition looks like when I tutor online, and sometimes I use a whiteboard like this. Sometimes I use a slideshow as well, and I kind of write with my own sort of digital pen on my own slideshow, which seems to work really well as well. But today what I've got for you is I'm sharing with you a little game that I play with some of my students just to brush up on vocabulary. It's another game which is just brought from sort of mainstream like primary school education, and all of you have heard of it. It's just Hangman, but applying it to drilling vocabulary at home in my own curriculum, in my own course that I teach. If you want more information about that, you can just get in contact with me about my own tuition. On that course, I often give vocabulary homeworks. I think that's quite an easy thing for students to drill at home, and it's very easy for parents as well to help their children with homeworks with vocabulary. And so I've given a couple of games. I've got a few videos before this, so if you want to check them out, I've got a video on doing noughts and crosses, using noughts and crosses as a game to learn Arabic vocabulary. I have another one on making your own flashcards at home and your own kind of playing snaps and games like that with your own cards to practice Arabic language vocabulary with your children. But today we've got Hangman. I find Hangman is quite good for doing at the end of a lesson, sometimes at the beginning of the lesson for a warm-up, to just drill the vocabulary we're going to need for that lesson. I'll do noughts and crosses, and then at the end I'll do Hangman to make sure that they've grasped it. If we've got 3 or 4 minutes at the end of the lesson, we can just draw something like that. So let me just show you how it works. So we'll have drilled like 9 words at the beginning of the lesson, maybe 10, and we use those for the noughts and crosses at the beginning. And then, it's very easy. Like the other day, I was doing some vocabulary on space. We did sun, moon, stars, planet, and stuff. So when we played Hangman at the end, I just give 4, and then got a little box over here to put in wrong answers or whatever. So sometimes a couple of things that you can do, a few bits of advice that I would give is when you're playing this at home, it is quite nice to maybe give the meaning. You might put planet up here if you're doing the word planet, and then you could even put in the harakat as well, like that, in a different colour to what your children have, and then if they guess kaf, put them in how they look like in the word as well. Like this word kawkab. Kawkab is the word for planet. In the Quran, it means stars, but or kawakib, it means stars. Kawkab, it means a star in the Quran, but in like Arabic today, a kawkab is more a planet. It doesn't have like light coming out of it. That's what a kawkab is today anyway. So they'd guess kaf, and you put it in just like that. Don't it wouldn't be much help if we put kaf, wow, kaf, and then ba like that, because that doesn't look like kawkab to an 8-year-old. So and then you just put in kab like that, and then maybe another part of the game as well would be to join these up as well, where they're supposed to join, just to practice. There are the letters, I think in the gateway books they're referred to as the naughty letters. The letters waw, dal, dhal, ra, and zay, those are the main letters that don't join the letter afterwards, so it's a good way to practice that here. So that's an option, putting the meaning of the word up there, because it's this game is very scalable for bigger words, and for making it even harder for other students if you don't put in the harakat at the beginning, or you just make the words longer. There's no reason why you can't adapt all of that to make it appropriate for your children. So that's just one game idea. I thought I'd just share it with you. It seems fairly obvious, but a lot of the time if you're at home, and a lot of the time you don't just kind of have at your fingertips games that you can just play with your children to really drill in this vocabulary. So I wanted to share that with you. It's something that I use in my lessons quite often. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please don't forget to like and share it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And lastly, before I go, if you are interested in an Arabic tutor for yourselves or for your children, then please just follow the link below. I've got a link to my tuition section. Obviously it's very, very accessible, very low cost online tuition, so if you're interested in that, then please get in touch, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.